everybody, welcome to the Esoteric Empire. Today I have a food for thought for you guys. I'm going to be reading my notepad if you see me looking down. At the end of August, I actually got this download. And I think it's really important because we always hear people say, okay, you need to start shadow work, you need to do shadow work. And it's like, okay, what the hell is that? Like, how do I do that? Nobody really talks about that. So I just want to do like a little intro video on shadow work, something quick that can help you understand. If you really are looking to better yourself spiritually, you do have to start with yourself, and that's all that shadow work means. It means fixing the things that people don't know about you, the things that you hide from yourself, the things that you've pushed away from yourself, that are, even though you're not paying attention to it, it essentially is still holding you back from your purpose, from your destiny, or maybe just your next step. Sometimes people say, why am I so stagnant? Why am I not moving forward? There's usually something that you need to pay attention to that you usually know, but you're just not putting in that effort to fix it, okay? So let's talk about what's the first step in acknowledging what you need to work on when it comes to shadow work. So one of the things that I feel like is very important is looking at your surroundings. Chances are when you're not happy or you're not feeling like you're making progression within life, you can use your environment around you to see what is making you feel that way. Because as we know, your outside reflects your inside, okay? Basically meaning not everything is in your control in your environment, but at the same time, a lot of the way that your life is, or the way that you're feeling, your frequency is mirrored by your outside environment. So the first thing I would say is to look out in your home, in your neighborhood, or where you live. You want to write down each and everything. It doesn't have to be an extensive list, but you want to at least, I would say, have 5 different things that you're looking at in your environment and it's making you feel like this doesn't make me happy, or this is something that I wish would be different. And some people will say it's just about money, you know, depending on your circumstances, but really look at things and look at it and see what are the problems in my surroundings. Okay, write that down. The next step that you want to do, and I want you to be honest about this is a part where a lot of people are uncomfortable with. Look at those problems and see how that reflects within your personal life, but also your internal self, your mind, your heart, the way that you feel about security, the way that you deal with problems when they arise, your temper, is it quick, you know what I'm saying, things like that. How are those problems that you notice in your surroundings, your environment, that other people are going through, how does that in turn play out in your personal life, in your personal psyche? Okay, because in anything, that's what I feel, anything that's happening outside of you, if you have a problem with it, or if it annoys you, even if it's another person, something inside of you also lives in that frequency that you need to fix. Okay, so that's what shadow work is, and that's why everybody's afraid to talk about it, because it forces you to look at yourself and be like, yo, what do I need to change, and how am I contributing to that pain or that suffering or that stagnation or that sabotage of my own personal life of being happy and my pursuit of happiness. Within the things that you wrote down, you want to make sure in your mind you're not trying to dog yourself out. You're not trying to just put yourself down and say that you haven't been working on yourself or anything like that. The point of doing that is so that you can literally pinpoint what things you need to change or fix within your own personal life. And it starts by looking outside of yourself and looking at the things around you. Because if you're comfortable, not saying that you're comfortable, but if you've allowed yourself to be a part of a situation for a very long time, chances are you have become that sort of frequency of toxicity or unstableness or whatever negative thing you want to put on it. I'll give you an example. If you're in a toxic relationship, or if you're in a relationship where you're not happy, I can speak from experience. Chances are, especially if you've been in it for a long time, you have adapted those traits. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're not just pointing the finger, but you're able to point it out and then say, all these 3 fingers pointing back at me, what do I need to fix? That's why when we point, you're pointing at one thing, but there's 3 other things that you need to be addressing within yourself just based on that one focal point. Okay, so I've been through that type of, you know, situation where I felt like I was in a very toxic situation or environment, and I had to really look at it and be like, yo, what part of me is toxic? Because I'm still contributing to that. I'm still here. I'm still in that situation. Well, at that time I was. So you have to be honest with yourself, and that's where it truly comes into shadow work, because you really have to look at yourself. You know how when you walk past the wall and you see your shadow, you have to look at yourself and be like, yo, I need to fix that. So that's where you start when you're trying to start anything with shadow work. If you've been hearing in your readings that you need to start some shadow work, or if you've just been feeling like you need an upgrade or a change within your life, that's where you start. You look at everything happening around you and you put that into yourself and say, what do I need to fix? Why am I a part of that? What about that part that I don't like outside of me? How is that reflecting within myself? How am I producing that energy within myself? And that's where you start, and you start slowly changing those things. And it really is a mindset. Some things you can't change overnight, you know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of things that really, if you are honest with yourself, you can change that overnight. You can change yourself. You can change your mindset. You can change how you react to things. You can change what you're a part of. You can change who you interact with. All of those things are in reach, but you have to want to do so, okay? So that is my first video on shadow work. I'm sure there'll be plenty of more videos because, like I said, I have been doing a lot of shadow work, and I just feel like I am now qualified to talk about it because I definitely am working on myself. So when I'm giving you guys these tips, it's because of experience. It's because I've done things to enhance my own lifestyle and my own spiritual nature. And it really does take courage, but it just takes you wanting to change. If you don't want the change, nobody can help you get there. I don't care how many crystals, I don't care how many readings, I don't care what it is, I don't care how much money you have. If you don't want to change, your life will not change. And so that's where I'm leaving it for now. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this food for thought. Thank you so much for just being here on this channel. If you want to see more videos like this where we talk about spiritual situations, where we talk about tarot, we talk about crystals, we talk about life itself, we talk about anything and everything, because this world is full of examples of how to become better and to enjoy this life. If you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.